Welcome to another World of Warcraft Cataclysm beta video. This is Cromar for TGN, and today we're talking about the Hunter class. Hunters have been changed, but not really changed in their playstyle, so it's not going to feel much different than your current Hunter. Rather, the changes are more consolidating extra abilities, getting rid of a lot of stuff that wasn't necessary, and of course, replacing mana, which has always been problematic for Hunters, with focus. Very welcome changes. So let's first start by talking about those. The focus change is very important. You get 100 focus, just like 100 rage or energy. I currently have 110 because of my beast spec, but I'll be getting to that in a moment. The focus mechanic is kind of a cross between energy and rage. You regain it passively, like with energy, but you can also regenerate it with your attacks, like rage. However, it's not your auto shot that regenerates focus. Instead, your cobra shot and your steady shot are used to generate focus. Your other shots, such as arcane shot, explosive shot, aim shot, serpent sting, and so on, multi-shot's another one, use up your focus. So, and a kill command also uses 40 focus. It's a big one. So, I'm gonna encourage my pet to attack this camel here. Spam some abilities, just so you can see the focus drop. And there it is, passively recovering. I'm gonna start spamming cobra shot, and if you're wondering where cobra shot is, it's just a new ability, which I'll get to in a minute. And as you can see, it makes my focus jump up very quickly at a rate of about 9 focus per shot. That's for Cobra or Steady. They actually do the same. So that's how focus works, and it's that simple. It's just a cross between energy and rage. So you don't have combo points to manage, you don't have stances to manage, so it's a little bit simpler than both. So what you're going to do is be alternating your rotation between Cobra shot or Steady shot, depending on the circumstance, and your damage shots like arcane, explosive, and so on. So you have focus generators and focus dumps. As Beastmaster, your main focus dump is kill command and arcane shot, and also serpent sting. But I'll be getting into that in more detail when I cover the tree. Alright, well that's your basic changes to focus. Now I want to talk about some of the abilities that have been removed. The first thing you'll notice if you look at your aspect bar is that it's a lot shorter. You do have a new one called Aspect of the Fox. I'll get to that in a minute. You're missing Beast, Dragonhawk, Monkey, and something else, Viper. Viper, of course, is your mana seal. That you don't need that anymore. But the other ones are kind of an interesting change. A Beast was always just kind of silly. No one ever used it, so I guess they just took it out. Monkey and Dragonhawk are actually part of a kind of a hunter-wide shift. The devs are trying to remove abilities that work in melee for the hunter. They're trying to remove the hunter's ability to melee, essentially, so that the only melee abilities they have, with the lone exception of Raptor Strike, are built around escaping. Wing Clip, Disengage, those are all built around escaping melee, not surviving it or fighting in it. So that's why they took out Aspect of the Monkey, Aspect of the Dragonhawk. They also took out Mongoose Bite. They also took out something else. They took out a lot of different things like that. In addition to melee attacks, they also took out a bunch of ranged spells, such as Scorpion Sting and Viper Sting. So no Viper Sting at all. And most surprisingly, they actually took out Volley. That's really surprising. What they did instead was they lumped the functionality of being a true AoE into multi-shot. Multi-shot no longer attacks only 3 targets, and now hits everything in front of you. But you still have to focus on one target to cast it. Also, while I'm on the subject, I want to mention that Kill Shot does not cost any focus. So it's a free ability. Pretty awesome. Next I want to go over the changes to pets. The first thing you're going to notice is that you can stable up to 5 pets. I currently have 3, but you can have 5 active pets. However, if you go to the stables, you can also have an additional 30 or so passive pets. I'm not 100% sure about that number. I think it's 30, but I haven't, gone and tamed 30 pets to test it. But regardless, it's a lot. It's more than you'll ever need. So 30 pets or so in your storage, and what you do is you just go to the stable to swap them out, so you can put your passives in your active slot and so on. Then when you're out in the field, you just dismiss your pet and you pick one from the list. So I'm going to call my Devilsaur. Say, nah, I don't want my Devilsaur. I'm going to call my bat. And so on. So that's pretty awesome. Not just for beast hunters, but for anyone. It really allows you to bring in a lot of different pets from different types. Like you can have one core hound, and then have one of each family, and then another one like that has a graphic you like or something. I mean, whatever you want to do. Now, all the exotic pets have got new exotic abilities. They've been revamped. I'm not going to go over all of them in this video. I'm going to actually put a list on the wiki on our wildcataclysm-wiki.com, link in description. I'm going to put a text exhaustive link explaining every single new ability for each of the pets. It's just not feasible for me to go and tame all of them and show you all of them. So I'm only going to show you two that I think are particularly important. The first one is Ancient Hysteria. Increases melee range and spells casting speed by 30% for 40 seconds. Does that remind you of something? Yes, that is Bloodlust. Ancient Hysteria. That is Bloodlust. So hunters now have Bloodlust if they bring their Core Hound with them. How cool is that? I think that's fantastic. I think that's a great change. So now, in addition to shamans, you now have your Bloodlust on mages and hunters under the right circumstance. The next one I want to show you is the Devilsaur. They have two great abilities. First one is Monstrous Bite. It does a completely different thing than the old Monstrous Bite. Now it's a Mortal Strike, 25% healing debuff. So yeah, you do have a Mortal Strike now on your Devilsaur. In addition to your Mortal Strike, you have Terrifying Roar, which gives you your party and raid 5% extra crit chance. So this is giving you the leader of the pack or rampage effect on your Devilsaur. So 2 in 1. That's pretty nice. PvE and PvP. And then, of course, you can keep your Core Hound in your pocket in case your raid needs Bloodlust. Pretty nice. Next, I'm going to show you how to find some of the new pets. The new pet classes, well, not classes, but the new pet types are Monkey, Dog, and Fox. So let's start with Monkey. You're going to find him in Northern Stranglethorn. In case you didn't know, Stranglethorn has been separated into Northern and the Cape. So let's go up to Northern Stranglethorn. I'm right up here, just north of Fort Livingston, and I spotted a monkey here on the ledge. The majority of the monkeys you're going to find are in Northern, but there's one type that apparently spawns in the Cape, but they're more plentiful up here, so this is where you want to go. So we're going to go ahead and land. There's my Veil Howler, level 26. So I'm going to go ahead and tame him real quick, and we'll see what he does. Alright, I now have a monkey pet. Cool as that. For special skills, you have Bad Manner, which is a blind. So you can get a monkey, and you have a blind ability now. Much like with your Devilsaur and your Core Hound, just getting these new pets will allow you to gain access to spells you just didn't have before. So that's very cool. The next pet I want to show you is the Fox. Now, you can actually get your standard orange fox from Red Ridge Mountains and some other places, but I want to show you the location of the Silver Fox, because I think it's way cooler. It's actually in Gilneas. It's just to the northeast of the Northgate Woods, and presumably probably throughout, but this is where I found one, the first one I found. But the Silver Fox is out here. The name is Highlands Fox, whatever. So I'm going to go here and just hit Tame. And we'll see what we get. Awesome. So now we have our fox. So we have a new ability called Tailspin. It causes the targets in an AoE to have their melee and range attack speed reduced by 20%. So it's pretty much Thunderclap without the damage. As you can see, the pet's type is Ferocity. So this is your Ferocity pet out of the 3 new ones. The monkey, of course, was Cunning. Makes sense. And next up, we have the final of the 3 new pet types. We have the dog, specifically the Mastiff. Now, there's a bunch of locations where you can get these, but a lot of them aren't tameable, and some of them are restricted to only Horde or only Alliance because of phasing quests. So what I've shown you here is the one that's available for both sides. It's actually in the Scarlet Library, of all places, the Scarlet Tracking Hound. And then start taming. By the way, if you already have 5 pets in your active slot, you can't tame another one, so you have to either abandon one or go back to your stable, but that's not that different from what you're used to. There we go. So I got myself a dog. Dogs are also Ferocity, as you can see, just like the fox. It's very similar in that regard. They have a great ability called Lockjaw. Let's see it in action here. It doesn't stun the target, but it does prevent it from running. So this is obviously a PvP talent, first and foremost. There's another ability change I want to mention briefly before I go to the new abilities. Aimed Shot no longer has the Mortal Strike debuff on it. You get it from your Devilsaur or your new ability. New ability, Widow Venom. It's simply a Mortal Strike shot. That's all there is to it. The next new ability is Cobra Shot. You saw a preview of it a few minutes ago. What this does is it replaces your Steady Shot if you're a Beastmaster Hunter. Let me clarify that. Your Steady Shot and your Cobra Shot have the same range, same cast time, 1.81 seconds, 1.81 seconds with all my various haste bonuses. It's a base of 2, of course. And they both deal damage. Cobra Shot's slightly more powerful, and it deals in form of nature damage. So, you know, once you take armor into effect, it's a lot more powerful. In addition, the duration of your Serpent Sting is increased by 6 seconds. So Cobra Shot allows you to keep your Serpent Sting up. So this makes Cobra Shot seem a lot better than Steady Shot, and it's essentially a replacement for it in most situations, unless you're in marksmanship. Now, I'll be getting some marksmanship talents in a bit, but there's a bunch that affect Steady Shot, for example, Master Marksman and so on, that affect your Steady Shot only. So marksmanship is still going to use Steady Shot, but Beastmastery will definitely use Cobra, and I believe Survival will also use Cobra. That's what it looks like to me. I'm not seeing a lot of impetus to use Steady Shot in a Survival if you're a Survival Hunter. Also, some of these shallow marksmanship talents, the ones that you can get as a sub-spec, affect Cobra and Steady. For example, this Careful Aim here, which increases the critical strike on Cobra Shot if you open with it. So, what that tells me is that your Cobra Shot is going to replace these two trees, but if you're marksmanship, you will get talents that will make your Steady Shot more useful. This Ice Trap here is actually not a new ability, it's just a name change from Frost Trap. The actual function is identical. So if you're confused and couldn't figure out why your Frost Trap was missing, there it is. Scatter Shot is now available for all specs. It's a trained ability. It's no longer a talent. Trap Launcher. This is essentially a replacement for your Freezing Arrow. You press your Trap Launcher, and you have about 10 or so seconds to pick a trap. I'm just going to pick Explosive Trap, and it'll put it down wherever you want. Now, I say this is a replacement for Freezing Arrow because Freezing Arrow has been taken out of the game. Essentially, it just mimics that function of Freezing Arrow, but uses it for any trap you want. Aspect of the Fox, the new aspect. The Hunter takes on the aspect of Fox, allowing you to shoot Steady Shot and Cobra Shot while moving, and causing you to gain focus whenever you receive a melee attack. It says 5 now on the tooltip. It's actually 2. It's 5 because of a talent that I have. The first talent here, one with nature, increases the amount of focus restored by 3, so it takes it from 2 to 5. So let's switch over. On Aspect of the Hawk, you gain attack power. Aspect of the Fox, you gain the mobility. This kind of reminds me of the Scorch talent that allows you to cast Scorch while moving for your mage. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You can jump around, do whatever you want. So with Aspect of the Fox, you can be simultaneously running, shooting your Steady Shot and your Cobra Shot to gain focus, and then spending that focus on Arcane Shot, Explosive Shot, or what have you. Pretty great ability. Obviously this is for PvP, no question. It's pretty clear that you're going to want Aspect of the Hawk for PvE and Aspect of the Fox for PvP. And the last ability is, of course, Camouflage. This is the really cool quasi-stealth ability. It's not exactly stealth, but I'll show you here. When you hit Camouflage, you go into Predator mode. And yes, there's a blue post that actually said it was more predatory, so obviously they're not even messing around. If you stand still, you do go into stealth, true stealth. And I'll demonstrate this from the enemy's perspective in just a moment. As soon as you start moving, you come out of stealth. Now you're visible, but you're not attackable. Notice my Core Hound is kind of giving me away here, but that's okay. They can see you regardless. They can still see your outline. They can click on you, but they can't shoot you with a range attack. However, they can hit you with melee or an AoE. You can lay traps while in this mode, but you can't shoot. If you shoot, it takes you out of it. I've arranged for a demonstration to show what it looks like from the other side when the hunter goes into camo. The hunter's in camo, but the duel hasn't started, so as soon as the duel starts, while the hunter is sitting still, he is going to disappear. And there he goes. So that is a true stealth when standing still. Now as soon as the hunter starts moving, you can see him as an outline, but only when moving. However, if you try to cast, it says your vision is obscured. This is the same error you get if you attempt to cast on a rogue who is standing in a smoke bomb. Then if the hunter stops moving, they go right back into stealth again. Of course, hitting them with an AoE or a melee attack will take them out of it.